Coming up on this edition of Inside the Huddle with Saints Scholastica Football, take a look back at the Saints season opener in Collegeville against St. John's. Get to know a new defensive back that made quite the journey to Duluth. And get a preview of another big road matchup this Saturday for the Saints. It's all next on Inside the Huddle. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Inside the Huddle with Saints Scholastica Football, a 5-week series bringing you inside the Saints football program. I'm your host, Angie Avestris, coming to you from the weight room here on campus. The Saints kicked off their 2016 season in Collegeville with a tough task against St. John's. To look back at the season opener for the defending UMAC Conference champs, Todd Foltz joined head coach Kurt Ramler in Collegeville.
Coach Ramler, it was a great day for football in Minnesota. You kicked off the 2016 season with two 2015 playoff teams up here in Collegeville.
Yeah, it was a great way to get the season started in terms of playing a playoff caliber opponent. We feel like we learned some great things and have some really good things to take forward.
It's important to play quality teams. That's how you build a program, and you've been working on building that program for quite a few years now. It's just another step in the process.
Yeah, we feel like we're a young team. A lot of young players had a great opportunity to get their feet wet today against a really good opponent. And we feel like now the only thing that matters is getting ready for the next week, getting ready for McMurray, being ready for that, and continuing to do our thing to make it back to the playoffs for the 6th year in a row.
You know, we've done a lot of player profiles, and almost every player profile, the kids talk about the family atmosphere at St. Scholastica. And that's something that you've emphasized from the day you got there, and it's really making an impact on these kids.
I don't know, Todd. I feel really lucky. I love these kids. I love this team. They're great people. We really believe that there's nothing better.
It's always good to put kids in a position where there's a great atmosphere, high-intensity football, quality opponent, and it gives you a chance to really break down film. So I'm guessing this week will be a busy time for you as you break down film and find out a lot about some of these players.
I've always believed that biggest jump is from week 1 to week 2. That's when you really get a chance to show the film and to learn from it. Our guys are students of the game. They're going to work really hard. We'll be able to show them some great moments from this game, some positives, some negatives to learn from, but some really good things for us to grow.
One positive today, great fumble recovery by Jack Peru. Talk a little bit about that play.
Yeah, well, Jack's a phenomenal football player and a fierce competitor and a great Saint. He was actually here at St. John's, decided to come join our program and try to help us take that next step as a program. He's one of us trying to help the Saints program take that next step.
Also on the defense, Jake Zellick at nose guard has really played well for you today. Talk a little bit about his game and the type of competitiveness that he brings for that defense.
Yeah, Jacob's a fierce competitor. He's strong, he's fast, and he's good. He wreaked some havoc today, made some great plays. Is really tough to block, and we're really proud of his effort.
About every week, we're talking about Kenneth Jenkins at safety. Couple great plays defensively for you today. He's really a man among boys in some instances. He's just got a great athletic frame to him and seems to have that timing necessary to compete at this high level.
Yeah, Kenneth's a great football player. We've got some plans for him in a lot of ways, to be honest. He returns punts. He's an incredible safety. You might see him on offense at some point of the year. I'd be surprised if he didn't. And, he's just a guy who loves to compete and loves to win.
Senior Chico Ortiz had a great game for you as well at D-end. Senior leadership is critical as you go into the 2016 campaign.
Yeah, and Chico's right there with all of our seniors, working incredibly hard. He's from California and has had an incredible off season. Came back from the beach to the beaches of Duluth and had a great first game.
Punt coverage, big positive, caused a fumble, giving you great field position. Talk a little bit about the punt coverage team and what happened on that play.
Well, yeah, we really emphasize special teams at St. Scholastica. Coach Kervinchuk is our special teams coordinator and has done a great job. And Jason Sanger did a really good job booming them. We had some really good coverage and proud of that unit. Had a big momentum shift, and that was a big play for us.
Grand Rapids freshman Eric Soderberg comes in with that great field position in his first college game in a big atmosphere. takes it in for a touchdown.
That was quite the score. Quite the score. It wasn't really the way we thought the play would go, but when a play ends in the end zone, that really is all that coach cares about.
And as a quarterback, especially a freshman quarterback, it's encouraging to see the creativeness to be able to take something and make something big out of it. That was a big moment for you.
Yeah, it was a great play.
Coming up, find out how a defensive back went from Arizona to Minnesota. Plus, the head coach returns to preview the Saints' road matchup this weekend. And up next, learn some lessons in football. That's next on Inside the Huddle with Saints Scholastica. Inside the Huddle is brought to you by the College of Saints Scholastica, whose Division III athletics programs are ranked in the top 20% in the nation. Check out Saints Athletics at csssaints.com. Welcome back to Inside the Huddle with Saints Scholastica. From beautiful Duluth, Minnesota, I'm your host, Angie Avestris. Each episode here on the show, we bring you inside the Saints football program to see the game through the players and the coaches. This week, Coach Ramler hit the field with his players to pass along some of his football knowledge to us as he teaches the game of football.
Hi, my name is George Pendry. I'm the defensive coordinator at Saints Scholastica. With me today is one of my linebackers, Mason Bloomquist. Mason is from Owatonna, Minnesota. What we're going to do today is a simple run-pass reaction drill that teaches the linebacker, one, how to read the run, fit his gap, okay, and then also how to pass drop, all right, both right and left. So Mason here, okay, he's going to be the linebacker about 5 yards, all right, in front of the coach and or one of his teammates. Me as the linebacker coach or one of his teammates, I'm going to simulate some of the run blocks that Mason would see during the course of a game. So we'll work we'll work 3 different blocks today. We'll work an inside run, we'll work an outside run, and then we'll also work a pass drop. So number 1, so I'm the offensive lineman. It'll go on my movement, okay? And then Mason will simply react, all right, to my movement. Okay, so I'm the offensive lineman. I get down, okay, simulating, all right, one of the blocks that they will see. So if I were to climb straight at him, Mason is going to come downhill, all right? He's going to take me on with his inside arm on the breastplate, outside arm, trying to pin the elbow, okay, and he's going to work half a man, all right, and then fit his gap. And then Mason would go back. Okay, the second block that Mason might see is an outside run. So the offensive lineman would simulate a block like that, like this. Mason will then work, then get over the top, all right, with a rip and then fit the gap on the outside. So we reacted to an outside run there. And then finally, we'll incorporate the pass into this drill. So the offensive lineman, he'll get down, he'll simulate a hi-hat read. All right, Mason will then pass drop, okay, and then level off at about 15 yards from the football. So as we put it all together, okay, so Mason, you're not going to see what block I'm going to give you right now, and this will be full speed. So if I give you outside run, I want you to club and go over the top, okay? All right, here we go, set, go. Good, okay? So as you can see, it's on my movement because he doesn't know the snap count. He's also, his eyes, okay, are locked into the guard. He's reading through the guard to the backfield. Set, go. Good, he takes on an inside block. Okay, takes on an inside run block. All right, getting extension, finding the football. Eventually he would rip off. And then finally, okay, and then he would level off. Couple keys to that drill. All right, is our visual key would be the uncovered offensive lineman. From there, he corresponds his techniques with the blocks that I have. All right, so inside run, now he's fitting the gap downhill. Outside run, he crossover runs and gets over the top. On pass, okay, he opens up at a 45-degree angle and then gets back to his zone. So thank you guys. Thank you to Mason today, and hope you enjoyed our video.
Coming up, find out how a defensive back went from Arizona to Minnesota. And up next, the head coach returns to preview the Saints road matchup this weekend. That's next on Inside the Huddle with Saint Scholastica.
This Benedictine moment is about listening. Did you know that the first word in the rule of Benedict is listen? Listening is central to the Benedictine life. When we take the time and space to truly listen, we can discover the wisdom of God, the wisdom that is found in one another, the wisdom that is found in the events of life, and the wisdom that is found deep within each of us. Active listening helps us to become our best selves. We can discover the way that we are truly called to be. Active listening helps us to be great football players and great people. Active listening, that's being championship football and championship people. And that's Saints football and another great Benedictine moment.
Welcome back to Inside the Huddle with Saint Scholastica. I'm your host, Angie Avestris. The reach of the Saints football program extends all across the country, and that's evident by one of the newest members on the defense. Jack Peru traveled 1,800 miles from Phoenix to Duluth to play at Saint Scholastica. The junior defensive back boosts an already deep secondary and is another example of both the school's and program's success.
I'm Jack Peru. I'm a defensive back here at Saint Scholastica. Being in Phoenix, Arizona, there's not too many community colleges or D2 schools or D3, so a lot of recruiters come into Phoenix, Arizona. I was lucky to run into Ramler, who recruited me to St. John's, and then I had happened to go back to Phoenix, Arizona, and then I ended up getting recruited again by Kurt Ramler because he moved schools back to CSS. The first thing I thought about playing ball in Minnesota was, it's cold. Like, being in Phoenix, Arizona, you don't gotta worry about cold. Not even in winter you worry about cold. So when it came to Minnesota, I was just thinking about how's it gonna be when it's cold, how am I gonna perform, how am I gonna adjust, and it was just really like, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna get through these games like in this like cold weather, and it's gonna be snowing and stuff. I never played in the snow. The first time I went through it, I didn't think I could do it. I was like, I don't wanna do this, I can't do it. Now it's like, I understand I gotta go through a couple of obstacles to get it done. So it's like, the cold is nothing. I want a ball, so I gotta deal with the cold. To be a Saint, man, it means a lot of things. It's like, I'm a brother on this team. I have a bunch of brothers that got my back, and it's like, I only know most of these guys for less than 2 weeks, and I already feel like they're my family. So to be a Saint, it's real nice, because the people around are just so great with me. It's like, it makes me feel real comfortable, and I can pretty much just be myself, and they help me become a better person every day. I'm majoring in accounting. After college, I haven't really thought too far into that, but I'm pretty sure I want to do something back in Phoenix, Arizona, but I want to work with my community, because my community is like, you know, it's kind of less fortunate, so I want to help bring that community up, and I'm hoping to use this degree from Saint Scholastica to do so. What I know about the Rat Pack is, what I heard is that they are really good. They were all beasts, they were all animals, and they got the job done. And coming in as a defensive back, having to fill in those big shoes, it's a little bit pressure, but at the same time, it's like, it's pushing me to like work harder. Like, I gotta fill in these shoes, so I gotta do what I gotta do. And thankfully, I have the defensive backs behind me to help me try and fill those shoes, because it's not just me by myself, it's all of us trying to fill in those shoes. So we got a great group of guys to do that. Coach Ramler is a good guy. Like, he's one of the people that I trust a lot. So I know if he's trying to get me to go to a school, it's because he sees something that I might want. And for him to recruit me to CSS, it's like, okay, I see why he did that. Because the group of guys that are here and the education that I'm gonna get, like, it makes sense. So I trust his word, and he's just a great guy. So listening to him, keeping in touch with him was a must. Coach Penry, I met him for the first time back in July on my recruiting visit, and right there and then I already felt his intensity. He's very passionate about his defense, and now that I'm being coached by him, I don't want to make a mistake, but he understands if I do. But I know I got to correct it because he wants us to be the best we can be. So being under Coach Penry is great because you just want to work hard all the time. Penry wants us to play hard and fast, but he always says like he wants us to be smart players at the same time. So if we're gonna play smart, play fast, and play hard. And if you're making a mistake, play hard and fast, even though you made that mistake. First off, knowing that they run 5 straight is just a lot of pressure to win that first playoff game because they haven't won that first one. So, but I want to get that done. I'm pretty sure this team wants to get that done, and I know we got the teammates to get that done and the coaching staff. So it's gonna be a ride this fall because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get that first playoff game. The city of Duluth is beautiful, first of all. Like I've been to St. Cloud where St. John's was, but that compared to here, Duluth is beautiful. Lake Superior, I don't even know why they call it a lake sometimes. I just look at it, I'm just like, how is this a lake? And then the city is just beautiful, and then this campus is like amazing. If I was talking to a recruit, I would probably tell them that the brotherhood here is really strong. Like you don't have to worry about somebody putting you down because you're new. They're all here to make you better because we're all here to win a championship. So it's like you don't gotta worry about none of that extra. We're all here together. We're all trying to rise to the top. So everybody here is family. And we got you. We ain't gonna leave you behind.
Coming up, get a preview of the Saints' next matchup as they look to get their first win on the young season. That's next on Inside the Huddle. Inside the Huddle is brought to you by the College of St. Scholastica, home to one of the 2 largest nursing programs in Minnesota and providing exceptional education for everyday good.
Right now it's all about us getting back to being as good as we can be in the game in front of us. We play McMurray in a week. Okay, we've got to raise the caliber of how we do things on offense, across the board, on specs, and on defense. We have to be better. Let's make sure we appreciate how lucky we are. Now, the next thing is us getting better for our next game.
Welcome back to Inside the Huddle with St. Scholastica. I'm your host, Angie Avestris. The Saints are on the road again next weekend before their home opener in Duluth on September 17th. This week, they make the long trip to face McMurray in Jacksonville, Illinois. An important matchup as the Saints begin defending their UMAC conference title.
Coach Ramler, you're preparing for McMurray this next week. Road trip for you, but it's a 6-4 team from last year. They've improved each year.
Yeah, it's a good team. The conference keeps getting better. We've been proud to come out of it the last 5 years and make the playoffs, and we're hoping to repeat our championship ways. And I tell you what, this will be a big week for us. We'll need focus. We'll need to go down to McMurray and play really well.
McMurray is coached by a third-year coach who's done a really nice job.
Yeah, Coach Douglas and his staff have done a great job. They've got a lot of guys returning, so we've got to be on it.
McMurray runs a spread offense. They've got a senior quarterback coming back. What kind of challenges does that pose?
Yeah, their offense will be tricky. They run some really good mesh read and some really good dink and dunk quick passes. So our defense will have to be on, and we're going to have to respond a little better than we did today on offense. And really, to me, it's all about us playing Saints football. We know that if we play really well, we'll be in great shape.
You're going to see a 4-2-5 defense. How do you prepare for that?
Yeah, their safety came downhill quite a bit last year off the hash from depth, and that's something we're going to have to make sure our perimeter blocking is quite sharp.
It's a road trip for you. You're heading out state for the game. Talk a little bit about the travel when St. Scholastica is on the road.
Yeah, well, we're very fortunate. We travel in style. Oftentimes we're taking off from Duluth with a sunrise over Lake Superior. And then we often stay at hotels like where the D1 programs have stayed. I think a couple of years ago, we were in the same hotel as Iowa State the weekend after, and Actually, one of the things I'm really proud of as a coach, oftentimes I've heard hotel managers say they've never had a better group stay at their hotel than our guys. So when we go, we get the work done, we relax and enjoy the trip too.
And you do a fair amount of film work and other breakdown sessions on the buses, really to prepare. It's almost as if you have an extra day to prepare.
It's true. We use the trip down to use our visualization checklist, to watch opponent film. We also do some team bonding activities where the guys unplug their phones for a little bit and work on human interaction. It's a lot of fun.
And you'll be tested on the road. Your first 2 UMAC games are road trips.
Yeah, we'll have to be on it.
So you get a chance to get back into your winning ways with a road trip victory, hopefully against McMurray.
Yeah, it's something that we've prided ourselves on in the UMAC, that we've played really well. And you know, when you're the 5-time defending champion, you got a bit of a target on your chest, so we know they'll bring their A game. But we love a challenge, and we'll be ready.
We wish you the best next week as you open the UMAC conference for 2016. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks.
That will do it for this week's edition of Inside the Huddle with Saints Scholastica, your weekly look inside the Saints football program. To follow the football program and all Saints sports, visit csssaints.com. For Todd Foltz and Coach Ramler, I'm Angie Vestris. Thanks for joining us on Inside the Huddle with Saints Scholastica.